I am the only SSS Gilly in the world. But he didn't choose to rule the world. Instead, he chose to hand himself over to the country. Just because I don't want to swallow ugly ghosts. I don't even want to treat humans as food. Without any choice, I'm so hungry that I'm skin and bones. Called the police uncle's phone number. Hello, I am a ghost. Can you please take me in? Just take care of yourself. This nonsense made Chen Yao, a street police officer, laugh out loud, just when he was about to hang up the phone. The water glass on the table flew towards him automatically. He just wanted to duck away, but found that I couldn't move. At this time, the voice came again on the phone, if you believe me. The cup will naturally not be knocked over. The water cup moving at high speed stopped in front of Chen Yao. He immediately understood that something big had happened. Because there is something strange in this world. Is a well-known thing. But it's unheard of to be able to cast ghost magic remotely. This guy on the other side of the phone. Could it be the legendary S-Class ghost? Chen Yao calmed down. Write down my address carefully. Then at a speed of 800 meters per second, go straight to the local paranormal bureau. And the director of the supernatural bureau. After knowing the whole incident, everyone is completely blinded. What the hell? The most senior ghost master in the entire county is a 13-year-old. If we send him to connect, once the other party is really be level or above and there is something to discuss, that's definitely a meat bun beating a dog. There is no return. But now the situation is so urgent, the director had no choice but to turn to BG, who is on vacation at home, encounters a ghost master. Yifeng thought for a long time after hearing this. Finally, he said he accepted the matter. After all, in his opinion, the opponent was able to cast Ghost Tree remotely without hurting anyone. He also made it very clear that as long as he has enough control, will stay calm. That proves that the other party has no malicious intentions. In this case, maybe the opportunity for me to make a great contribution to my fortune has come. Soon Yifeng came to me. Residential complex. As soon as he got off the bus, he immediately felt something was wrong. This old neighborhood, shrouded in a strong ghostly aura. From a distance, it looks like black clouds are looming over the top. This situation, it can only mean that there is more than one evil ghost inside. Are all the brats in the bureau a bunch of trash? Why has no one discovered this place for so many years? Yifeng cursed secretly. Then he summoned his own protective forest. I don't know how dangerous it is in the community. He could only let the protective Lin Chong explore the way ahead. But I just didn't walk 10 meters away. The two protective bushes exploring the path were like dead dogs, being thrown in front of one's own eyes. Then a huge black shadow slowly emerged from the dark fog. It's over. Yifeng realized that he was no match for the other party. And there seems to be high-speed relays appearing all around. Alone, he is surrounded. But just when he couldn't help but retreat. But it feels like I hit something. Yifeng just turned around. Then you saw me standing behind you. Why are you here alone? It's dangerous here. Yifeng quickly reminded him. No one. Isn't there a cat? I smiled slightly. Neither can the cat. Yifeng has not yet finished speaking. The civet cat next to me has already chewed it in one bite. A bad guy. This damn guy is a level a ghost. In this case, in Yifeng's eyes, that useless civet cat must also be a powerful ghost. And it's at least S level. My everyday eyes. The entire Huaxia kingdom, but I have never seen a few S-level ghosts. Boss, why did humans send a weak chicken here? I don't pay enough attention to your initiative to call me. The tabby cat looked at Yifeng with disdain. He is indeed too weak. But since he is someone arranged by the bureau, then come inside and sit for a while, face my sincere invitation. Yifeng followed and confusedly. Even S-level ghosts are just virgins. What state has this young man reached? The next half hour. Yi Feng, who was talking to me, was on pins and needles. Under my careful description, he finally understood his intention. I heard that humans have soul stones, can attack ghosts and absorb energy. This way, you don't have to take blood stones to replenish your body's energy consumption. After all, for me, I really can't keep my mouth shut in front of those disgusting ghosts. And they are regarded as delicious human beings by ordinary evil spirits. It's completely out of my own recipe. But the soul stone is also a rare item. Yi Feng said. He, a little police officer, definitely can't make the decision and agree. So he told me to go back and report to the superiors. I also fully understand his difficulties. Said he would patiently wait for good news. At last, he even enthusiastically sent him out of Century Washington community. After all, I don't have my own protection. With his scumbag strength, it takes less than 2 seconds to go out and have peace, after I just sent him out of the community gate. Yi Feng did not hesitate, rushing to my old Jeddah. Although I told him that as long as he leaves the community, those evil spirits will not take action against him. But it's obvious that this kid has been scared to death. I waved goodbye to him with a smile and turned around to leave. But at this time, Yi Feng's heart has already set off huge waves. After all, this trip, the amount of information harvested is too great. Now global Devil May Cry is resurrecting, humans and ghosts coexist. Ghost girls have even developed their own textures. The devil who was beaten and above have the ability to think alone. It can even continue to evolve and upgrade. The cherry blossom country opposite has been beaten by a bird that has never been reached, the slit female pillow that has evolved to the extreme. Most of the country became his territory. All in all, if a country has an S level or above evil ghost, that would be a fatal crisis for this country. Soon S level and above ghosts appeared in the Sea City. This news spread to the ears of senior officials. The State Forestry Administration directly called for a warning. Experts from all walks of life rushed back to the headquarters to participate. Even the strongest fighting force of the legendary Chinese nation, 10 great heavenly kings, also cleaned them all. After all participants have arrived, Director General Liang Anzi. A brief introduction to maritime emergencies. Then let everyone study how to deal with it. As soon as I said this, someone on the side was noisily saying, but it's just an S-level ghost. The top 10 kings are also S-level. If you encounter a ghost master, you can just kill him directly. Didn't you read the intelligence information on the big screen? One of the opponent's pet cats has S-level power. What if there really is an existence beyond S-level? He buried the kings with his backhand. Who will protect China from now on? Environmental Affairs Minister Xuan angrily opened the team. Suddenly everyone became quiet. After all, what is the strategy of S's class ghosts? No one here has seen it. But because of the good intentions I showed. Final meeting. This operation. By Intelligence Minister Su Yan. Go to meet the Ghost Minister Ai Lakun. And for safety reasons, General Secretary Lao Liang also appointed 5 kings. Secret protection. Everyone has packed up the combat supplies. Then take a special plane directly to Haishi. The result is when arriving at the destination. Only then did I realize that there was one more person in the team. It turned out to be Zhang Zi from the research department. Too curious. He wants to study high-level ghosts. He actually snuck onto the special plane in advance. This operation resulted in a narrow escape from death. Alikin has no time to spare. Go with a useless burden. But that's it. There's nothing he can do. You can only ask it to follow the team and not run around. On reaching the Century, after the DC community, everyone instantly felt the strong conspiracy here. It seems to be exactly what the intelligence said. This place is truly a haunted house. Zhu Yan and others had just advanced less than 50 meters. I encountered resin particles. Although they all succeeded in swallowing it. But everyone found something was wrong. The ghosts here are extremely powerful. Just that a level hanger just now. I thought that Lao AI would meet the Ghost Master's fighting power. You can easily deal with it with 2 bodyguard spirits. But the actual situation was that he was almost beaten by the opponent, if Suyin hadn't helped in time. The weirdness of the ghost. If Tang Tang encounters Gabu's boss, he might just lay down his clothes. For a time, no one had any contempt for him anymore. Whenever you encounter a ghost, immediately activate the instant kill. Just like this, we slowly walked forward to the community. The evil ghosts we encounter are becoming more and more powerful. Suddenly there was a loud roar in the distance. The intruder was dead. A black ghost. He rushed straight towards Lao AI. At this time, the expression on Lao AI's face solidified instantly. He clearly felt it. The powerful momentum of this fierce ghost. It's very possible that in a hard fight, both myself and the protective forest must disappear together. But he can't hide, because he will never allow the people behind him to be harmed. After all, he can't meet ghosts. Just when everyone thought Lao AI died, the black ghost cry suddenly changed its direction. He ran straight to Suyin, who was standing aside. This guy seems to have some intelligence. Know very well the most worthy target among this group of people. Zhang Zi on the side was completely stunned when he saw this scene. I have studied ghosts myself for many years. I have never encountered a level ghost with such a high IQ. He suddenly felt, China is now facing an unprecedented crisis. No, Lao AI has no time to think about these things. At this moment, I only have Su Yan in my eyes. I saw that the other party was already surrounded by black smoke. A tearing sound came from Devil May Cry. Lao AI was like a lightning strike in an instant. He didn't dare to think about it at all. That sound was Su Yan being torn into pieces. Or his protective bell. Suddenly a golden light roared from a distance, straight into the black mass of ghost cries. As the ghost cry dissipates, Su Yan also stood in place intact. Just a touch of sadness on his face. A bunch of trash. Just a lucky ghost will beat you like this. Suddenly a voice came from not far away. Everyone looked aside warily. It turned out that the person who came was actually the soul of one of the 10 heavenly kings. This time we are saved. The King of Heaven is the strongest fighting force in China. S-level ghost encounterer. Zhang Zi suddenly said excitedly to the people next to him. But he didn't notice. Bone's face didn't look good at this time. Everyone thinks, S-level ghost encounterer. It should be easy to challenge S-class ghosts alone. But only the S-class king knows that. I want to get rid of an S-class ghost. The 10 heavenly kings may need to dispatch at least half of their people. At this time, due to the appearance of the King of Heaven. As the captain, Lao Ai also breathed a sigh of relief. He took out his walkie-talkie to communicate with Yifeng, but I just spoke for less than 2 seconds. Suddenly from the darkness in the distance, a sharp blade condensed by Devil May Cry flew out. Directly cut AI Lacoon's walkie-talkie in half. Yifeng, who was on the outskirts of the community, discovered that communications were inexplicably interrupted. I was immediately very anxious. It seems like things are not going well inside. Even if the king comes, it's also extremely dangerous. And this is indeed the case. After the old love's walkie-talkie was destroyed, around them, some terrifying sounds emerged again. Do you still want to go forward? Been here for so long, I haven't even come into contact with that S-class ghost. If he has evil intentions, then we can. I really can't get out. Zhang Zi's voice has begun to tremble. This situation can no longer go any further. Just stay here for defense first. Unexpected interruption of communication. It will definitely make the outside world realize that things are not peaceful here. Wait for the headquarters to rescue you, Gudo said calmly. His words just fell. There were already 5 people surrounding them. The one with the lowest intensity is also a B level. Everybody cheer up. Protect yourself and those around you, Gudo shouted. then turned around. He rushed towards the two most powerful ghillies. Yi Feng, who was outside the community at this time, received a call from Director Liang of the General Administration. After learning that the communication between Guto and others had been interrupted, he suddenly frowned. It seems that even if there is a king, several people in the community were unable to leave successfully. That S-class ghost who took the initiative to contact the Supernatural Bureau. What does it mean? He quickly contacted the remaining 4 kings who were originally assigned to secretly support. Ask them to dispatch support as soon as possible. Regardless of whether the mission is successful or not, at the very least, those who go in must come out alive. At the same time, Amber, who just killed 2 A-level ghosts, haven't had time to breathe yet. 2 more A-level cuties rushed out. I'm in a terrible fight. These guys are so unprincipled. Spiritual realm unfolds. Guto growled. A golden light centered on his body. Expand around. Quickly kill 2 A-level ghosts. Circled within the golden light range. The ghosts and ghosts that entered the spiritual realm were instantly suppressed. Completely unable to move, Guto then summoned his soul nail. Just nail it into the devil's head. Then you can subdue him instantly. But he poked it with the soul nail for a long time. But I found that I couldn't get in at all. Seeing that the spiritual realm has gradually been unable to suppress the evil ghosts, Guto couldn't help but feel a trace of panic in his eyes. Do I have to explain myself here today? At this critical moment, 2 silver soul nails flew from a distance. It plunged straight into the heads of 2 evil spirits. It's only been a few days since I last saw Guto. How did you become so weak? Hear a distant sound. Guto finally felt relieved. It's kill incoming. This also means that the other 4 members of the King Wing team all have arrived. The 5 heavenly kings gather. Even if it's really an S-level ghost attack, they are also confident that they will kill each other. There's a lot of fighting outside. But at this time, I am still lying on my sofa. Although I have long been aware of the turmoil of Devil May Cry in the community. But Sihawamo told himself. That was a fight between a few fierce ghosts. This kind of thing happens often. It's just that the fight was a little more intense today. I turned over. I just wanted to continue sleeping for a little while. Suddenly a bright light flashed in my head. Little Leaf seems to have said, we will arrange for senior people to come over as soon as possible. What if it's really their people who come here? I didn't pay attention to this one. As a result, they were shot by the evil ghosts outside. Where can I go to reason with you then? No more sleep, no more sleep. Take a look quickly. I roll over and get up. I picked up the civet cat and walked out. Although the kitten is very unhappy. But in my own hands, this little guy can't afford to make any waves. Just walked out of the house. I feel like there's a ghostly energy being released around me. Then he asked what was going on with the cat in his hand. It's an S-class prey from the building next door. But he is just a rookie. How about we just leave him alone? That's not okay. If this fierce ghost attacks the people of the country, then my iron rice bowl will be gone. After saying that, I quickly walked to the next building. I quickly came to the rooftop opposite. Found that fierce ghost exploring the surroundings. What are you doing, kid? I casually walked up and asked. The other party turned slightly and looked at me. In his eyes, although I am a ghost, but it didn't exude a trace of charisma. Naturally, he treated me like a noob. Little bastard. Are you so rude to talk to the uncle? Ligi said. Then a ghost energy gathered and attacked me. But this is enough to break a cup of food. Come to me but disappear into thin air. What the hell is this? At this time, Ligi was a little stunned. Although he doesn't know how I did it. But he still subconsciously. In an instant, his own weirdness exploded. This is S-level. The power is naturally extraordinary. I saw a surging black energy spreading around. The 5 heavenly kings who have just cleaned up the surrounding ghosts. I immediately sensed the crisis. He hurriedly asked Song Kaiming, who was in charge of defense, to deploy the shield, looking at the dark ghostland. It instantly enveloped the heads of several people. 5 people suddenly broke out in cold sweat. Is this what the Lithguri released? The power is too incredible, right? Dang Yezu, who is good at detection, extremely sensitive to energy fluctuations. He can deeply feel the power of this ghost realm. Wait, something's wrong. Deng Yezu suddenly shouted again. This ghost realm is not released for us. We are completely affected. As soon as these words came out, the hearts of the 5 heavenly kings suddenly thumped. This S-level ghost needs to use the ghost domain attack. What happened to him? Just when a few people were still thinking, the ghost realm that was originally taken back unfolds again. And as time goes by, the weird class is constantly rising. Finally reached the 4th level peak. Only one step away from charging to SS level. Oh my god. As long as the target of this S-class ghost today is them 5 heavenly kings, it's probably really buried here. At this time, Killen's face was serious. If this evil spirit really wants to break into the house and surround the fire, so for the entire Huaxia kingdom, will be a devastating disaster. Ghost realm is cast very quickly, collected very quickly too. Soon the haze above everyone's heads disappeared. And because of the weird reason of S7, the surrounding ghosts have basically been cleared away. Killen turned around and asked Lao AI and Suyen to withdraw from the community. After all, the subsequent investigation, with their level of strength, basically, it's all a matter of death. Lao AI is not pretentious either. He happily led the team and quickly left the scene. Not long after leaving, Lao AI suddenly stopped, because he found that there was one person missing from the team. Zhang Zi from the research department is missing, just when he was considering whether, when you have to turn around and go back to find someone. Suyen said coldly that there was no need to look for it. Adults must take responsibility for their own actions. There is no need to set limits on the fire for him. Finished. He continued walking towards the gate of the community without hesitation. Everyone suddenly looked at each other. In the end, I had no choice but to follow him. At this time, the ghost on the roof on the other side. I have completely surrendered. You go ahead and let it go. Casting a broken ghost jade is like farting. Once is not enough, you have to do it several times. You do not know. That thing can't even blow my hair. With disdain on my face, he cursed at the fierce ghost in front of him, and Li Gi is completely blinded now. He knows his rank very well. A proper S-class king. How many human beings have seen themselves fleeing for their lives? But this human-looking ghost in front of me. He completely ignored his ghost. So what level is the other party? As if I had an overwhelming advantage. When repairing S-class ghosts, the 5 heavenly kings also faced their crisis. An S-class mirror ghost. He actually turned into Zhang Zi. Get closer to them. Fine. Dang Yezu, who is good at detection, discovered something was wrong in time. Shout immediately. Keep teammates away instantly, seeing that the heart attack will not succeed. You can only be tough. The mirror ghost instantly unfolds its mysterious realm. The reaction of the kings was also very quick. Team leader, Killen's spiritual realm and Song Kaiming's shield are activated at the same time. Under the superposition of the two effects, this should count. Currently, China's strongest protection means. The next moment, the spiritual realm and the ghost realm collide violently. Strong energy fluctuations instantly spread around. What's going on over there? Could it be that someone really arranged by the state came here? After all, the ghosts in this neighborhood, but no one has golden energy. But, is this some blind guy hindering me? Eat yellow rice. Angry, I immediately released my ghost realm. He pressed towards the place where the fight was taking place. The evil ghost I had just repaired at this time. squatting aside and shivering. Where did you get your confidence from? How dare you challenge such a big boss? Now, I even have a broken finger on my arm. I still don't know what to do with myself in the future. Just when my realm reaches above the 5 heavenly kings, I can clearly perceive. See what happened below. I soon found out. The logo on Yiren's chest is the same as the one on Zhao Yezi's body. Haha, they are indeed people arranged by the state. I have to rush to support them. However, because there is too little fighting experience, I habitually ask the civet cat next to me. This ghost below, how does it compare to the guy whose arm I broke just now? The civet cat was also speechless. Use level boss. Don't you know how to judge for yourself? But what he doesn't know is, it hasn't been long since I traveled through time and became a ghost. It's true that I don't know my own strength. Owner, this commemorative ghost will be the pinnacle of S-class if you can hold on until death. Whether I can enter the SS level in this life is still unknown. You are the only 3 seconds level ghost in the world currently. Isn't it just like playing with him? Oh, so I am so strong? All this time I thought you were just too weak. That being the case, then let's rescue people quickly. Just when I was in a hurry, when preparing to rush to the place where the 5 heavenly kings are fighting, the usually obedient civet cat. There is no motivation at this time. Master, these humans are too weak. Why do you have to save them? Digging up a maggot. Maggots, you damn kitty. What happened today? This is not what you told me. Human soul stones can fill my stomach. Did I just take the initiative to find them? How about getting off now? Meet these 5 people. My iron rice bowl is gone. Yes, indeed I told you. But I really didn't expect you to be so sad. But there's one thing I have to let you know. It won't be long. The ghost nest is about to explode. When the time comes, the evil spirits will dominate the world. So even if you save them now, it's just a temporary reprieve from death. The civet cat said this. A flash of shock suddenly flashed through my heart. Although when I picked it up in the wild field, I just feel like this little guy is not simple. But now it seems, he does hide a lot of secrets. What is a ghost nest? I stared at the pear cat and asked coldly. In this world, the ghost world has always existed. The current state of coexistence between humans and ghosts. It's because the gate to the ghost world was briefly opened before. Not many evil ghosts come to the human world. Therefore, humans can still muster the strength to resist, but not long after, the gate to the ghost world will open again. When the time comes, thousands of evil ghosts will swarm out like a tidal wave. All humans in this world will be destroyed. So there is absolutely no need for us to save them. Might as well just devour it. Improve one's own strength. I suddenly looked at the strange eyes of the civet cat. Didn't speak. A powerful ghostly aura suddenly erupted from his body. At this time, the fur all over the body of the civet cat stood on end instantly. Deep fear already appeared in my heart. He knew very well that I was really going to commit murder. Then he probably won't be able to last even 3 seconds. I said I don't eat people. And humans will not become extinct so easily. Because I was once a human. We Chinese people are never afraid of any disasters. The next moment I restrained the evil spirit that was spreading outwards. Then he turned around and walked downstairs. I don't want to explore your secret. But you are not allowed to mention this matter again today. If you don't want to, you can leave here anytime. Anyway, I picked you up. No matter what you want to do in the future, that's all your freedom. Now I have to save those humans. You two must be willing to come with me. Then follow me. The amputated ghost on the side followed him without even thinking. Said he would recognize me as Lord from now on. Everything is fought with my head in mind. It seems that this guy was completely defeated by me just now. The civet cat on the side was silent for a moment. Then he slowly followed up. By the way, Master, You can call me Zhaoqi from now on. I didn't say much. Just smiled and nodded. Then he took Broken Arm Ghost and Zhaoqi with him. Go straight to the Mirror Ghost. And at this moment, on the other side of the ocean, a huge conspiracy against China is brewing. It turns out that the intelligence officer of Sakura country intercepted daily information from the Supernatural Bureau, discovered that half of the 10 heavenly kings were trapped in the Ghost Cry. Life or death uncertain, there is currently an extreme lack of power to protect the country. The Sakura country that always wants to cause trouble. How could you miss such an opportunity? Quickly convene senior executives from the country's paranormal department to discuss final decision. The 3S ghosts who are doing evil in Sakura country. Disaster flows eastward. This not only solves the domestic crisis, and it also achieved the sinister intention of attacking China. Although, this immoral act will be strongly condemned by other countries. But for the heartless Sakura country, already accustomed to it, immediately afterwards, everyone in Sakura country began to arrange this matter. And the 3 fierce ghosts they are facing now, it's also very distinctive. The first S-level Ghost Master's Whole. As the #1 Emperor of Sakura Kingdom, this girl is very casual. When he meets people, he will ask them how they look. Once you say that big mouth on his cheek, dislike at all, then he will make you burp right away. But if you praise his appearance greatly, so congratulations, he'll make you a whole like him. The second S-level ghost is called Dream Man. He will not take the initiative to appear in front of people. Will only choose to enter the human dreamland to settle down. And the target is only young women. In the dream he can do whatever he wants, including directly causing death. The third S-level ghost is called Red Cloak. This guy has completely inherited the obscene tradition of Sakura country. Only appears in toilets and bathrooms. He will take the initiative to ask the other party, do you need red or blue toilet paper? But in fact, no matter which color the other party chooses, in the end, they all have to die. Have to admit, Sakura works extremely quickly. They quickly set up bait in the ghost's favor. Successfully led it to on the border with China. Initially, Lao Liang, who sent the 5 heavenly kings to the community to perform tasks, never thought of it. Originally thought to be a crushing game, now the high ground is about to be broken. It's so difficult to deal with an S-class ghost. This time, the 3 S-level ghosts that Sakura deliberately lured here. How to deal with? Only the remaining 5 kings can intercept it. Then I can only give the other party 5 heads. At the same time, in the community, the battle between the Mirror Ghost and Killin and others, it has reached a fever pitch. I feel that the Mirror Ghost's cries are rising crazily. I couldn't help but feel nervous. Then his figure flashed, disappeared instantly. This operation also made the broken arm ghost behind him stunned on the spot. The boss's strength turns out to be this strong. He can actually teleport through the air, just when he turned around and was about to ask Zhaoqi. But found that civet cat just looked at him with disdain. Then he disappeared instantly. Oh my god, what are these 2 masters and servants like? What kind of monster is it? Only then did the broken arm ghost understand how lucky I am to be alive now. And on the side of the Mirror Ghost, he was also completely angry. Originally thought it was some delicious food, but I didn't expect that when I ate. He was even injured by the other party. You all must die. With the roar of the Mirror Ghost, at the feet of the 5 heavenly kings, suddenly a large, rich black trail spread out. Several people subconsciously prepared to dodge, but found it was too late. Faith Ghost's ability. Take the 5 of them directly, progress to 5 different spaces. The original combat mode of the King's First Division. It's mainly about group assistance. Killin and Gudo are responsible for the attack. Song Kaiming is responsible for defense. Zuyu is good at medical treatment. Deng Yezu is responsible for the investigation. Originally, 5 people fought together. I can have another encounter with the mirror ghost, but now I am so divided by the other party. 5 people were suddenly reduced to lambs to be slaughtered. It seems it will be difficult to get out alive this time. Killin as captain. He must think about doing something. The strongest combat forces in China. Can't lose everything here. Otherwise, other neighboring countries will be ready to take action. Think of this. Killin has already made up his mind. He quickly used the secret voice to notify several people around him. Brothers, listen up. I will try my best later. Open a way for you to live. When the ghost realm is broken, don't worry about anything else. Just keep running forward. Escape from this neighborhood as quickly as possible. Be sure to take the information here with you. For people heard Killin's arrangement. We all know what he is about to do. No, you are the captain. There are a lot of things I need you to do in the future. My strength is not much worse than yours. It's more appropriate for me to expose myself. Instructions roared loudly. Lao Hu, don't get involved in this matter. It's best for me to do it. Zuyu on the side immediately picked up the conversation. After all, I am the weakest. The only help provided to the team is medical care. Killin listened to what his teammates said. My heart suddenly felt warm. But he knows now is not the time to be impulsive. Immediately tell everyone. Currently, this mirror ghost is infinitely close to SS level. Except for the strongest among the 5. He self-destructs, only then do you have a chance. Let the others escape from this damn place. Killin's voice fell. None of the 4 people spoke again. Because they know. The usually gentle and pleasant captain. Already determined to die. Next second, in this dark and strange place where I can't even see my fingers, a bright light slowly rises. The light is like the rising sun. Let everyone rekindle the hope of living. And at this moment, Kirin is self-destructing. I also felt the surging power within my body. This is something he has always been proud of. That's why he can be among the ghosts. A source of fearlessness. Proud of him. Thought, I will go further on the road of meeting the Ghost Master. But I didn't expect that my life would end in this way. Goodbye my friends. The golden energy in Killin's body at the next moment. A crazy upheaval began. I'm running fast this way. I also quickly discovered something was wrong. I immediately asked Xiao Qi. What's going on with that increasingly intense golden light in the distance? Xiao Qi stared at the golden light for a moment. Then a trace of surprise flashed in his eyes. This seems to be the energy generated by the self-destruction of a ghost master when humans encounter it. I didn't expect these humans to be quite bloody. What kind of thing self-destructs? This damn mirror ghost. It's a good job for me to lie down and eat rice. I really want to be messed up by him. I must chop him into pieces and feed him to the cat. After saying that, the ghost energy in my body suddenly burst out. Disappeared in place again in an instant. Master, please slow down. I've been following your speed, ride for a while. My aim was off track. Xiao Qi just finished speaking. Then I thought someone was coming next to me. He turned around and looked. It turned out to be the amputated ghost who was catching up with me out of breath. Master, why are you the only one here? The broken arm ghost looked around. Xiao Qi gave him a look of disdain. Then he shook his head. What a weakling. I can't even keep up with the meal. After speaking warmly, he teleported again. Disappeared again. Where are you going? This gives me a direction. The broken arm ghost suddenly wanted to cry, but had no tears. At this time, Killin's self-destruction has completely entered the spiritual world. Just when he slowly closed his eyes. But suddenly I found a force hitting my heart. Not only will the huge energy change of self-destruction be instantly interrupted, And he also directly removed himself from the mysterious realm of the mirror ghost. Photographed. What's going on? Killen suddenly felt numb. These 5 kings. A ghost realm that cannot be broken even by hand. How did you get out? And the self-destruction just now. He was interrupted at the last moment. Captain Key, where have you been? Scared me. Where are the other 4 kings? Zhangzi, hiding outside the ghost realm, suddenly emerged from a bush. Hear Zhangzi's question. Killen didn't know how to answer for a while. But he knew that his 4 teammates were still inside. So there is no hesitation. He turned around and rushed into the ghost realm again. But in the next second, 4 figures swished out of the strange realm. Then he fell heavily to the ground. It is the remaining 4 heavenly kings. Several people slowly stood up with a limp. The faces are full of confusion and deception. Why did you come out? Killen quickly stepped forward to ask. Several people looked at each other. For a long while, no one said anything. At this time, Jing Nianqi noticed, there is no longer any human breath in the ghost realm. The food that was finally enclosed was taken away. The mirror ghost was instantly furious. He saw me standing not far away. He naturally vents his anger on us. If it weren't for you letting them go, wait until I devour these 5 people, we'll definitely reach SS level. The mirror ghost said as he walked closer to me. I looked at his empty face. I couldn't help but say, it's so ugly. This sentence, it even stimulated the mirror ghost who always loves beauty. Then he attacked me without hesitation. But he just gathered a ball of energy in his hand. A civet cat sprang out from beside me like lightning. Then he slapped the mirror ghost on the head. Shoot it directly and fly it 800 meters away. Master, just leave this thing to me. He is my type. After saying that, Xiaoqi licked her lips, turned into a bolt of lightning and rushed towards the mirror ghost. Now that Xiaoqi has taken action. Then no, what happened? Then I slowly walked out of the weirdness. The 5 kings outside at this time, watching a man walk out without any guile. Doubt first. Then came panic. Killen stepped forward tremblingly and asked if you were right. You guessed it right. I'm the guy who called the police before. I looked at the girl in front of me, showing a wicked smile. Great, I finally see you. Just when Killen is about to ask me, take the initiative to contact the National Tomb, his cell phone suddenly rang. After I beat the 5 heavenly kings out of the realm of the mirror ghost, based on satellite positioning, the headquarters of the Spiritual Power Bureau locked them again. When I saw it, it was the call from the general manager, Lao Liang. Killen suddenly felt happy. After all, he discovered that my strength far exceeds that of the pre-participant. I happened to have to ask my superiors for instructions on what to do. General Director Killen's voice through the mobile phone. Incoming news about the meeting being held by the upper management of Huaxiabo. Just when Kong Lao, who was presiding over the meeting, was about to speak, Mirror Ghost's Jade Jihong suddenly made a loud noise. Then the dark jade skyrocketed again. Everyone at the scene was once again enveloped in it. Signal suddenly interrupted. There was only a beeping sound heard in the conference room. Turned out to be, Xiaoqi didn't work well when cleaning up the mirror ghost. It's okay to treat people like mice and play around. After all, the mirror ghost is also a peak S-class ghost. Driven by anger, this guy actually broke through the limit of S-class pinnacle. Directly promoted to SS level ghost. Suddenly the color of heaven and earth changed. The entire neighborhood was enveloped by a powerful aura. 5 heavenly kings. Already under this powerful pressure, I can't breathe anymore. Killen's face was very solemn. He knew very well that if he did not have the support of his 5 people, I absolutely have to explain it today, in this emergency. He turned his head slightly and begged me. I hope I can take action to torture this evil ghost in front of me. Request for pretty girl. I always welcome anyone who comes. I immediately told him to relax. Watch my performance later. At this time, the mirror ghost had just broken through to the SS level. The violent power in his body made him extremely confident. All of you. All ghosts must die. The mirror ghost spoke slowly. Zhao Qi looked at his arrogant look. Suddenly I felt so angry. I just want to play more. This is going to make you so angry. Then get ready to get serious and have a good fight. But as soon as I jumped up, I pulled him down. There's a pretty girl here. Don't delay your brother's cool show. Zhao Qi hasn't reacted yet. I have teleported to the mirror ghost. Twisting the waist, swaying the hips, waving the arms in one go. Bang! Mirror ghost's head. He was slapped and turned into a pulp. Only a headless ghost body remains, still standing there blankly. With the death of the mirror ghost, the dark ghost realm surrounding them gradually disappeared. The 5 heavenly kings on the side looked at the scene in front of them. I was so shocked that I couldn't even speak. That guy just now was an SS level ghost. It is the top existence in the whole world. But just like that, I slapped him to death. As the entire body of the mirror ghost disappears, a crystal clear bead fell to the ground. What the hell is this? I looked down, showing doubts on his face. Zhang Zi on the side saw my confusion. Quickly stepped forward to answer. This boss. This thing on the ground is called a ghost. It contains a strong sense of ghosts and ghosts. A lot of cultivation in front of me. Absolutely a great supplement. I see. Isn't it just the experience pill of playing computer games? He looked back at Broken Arm Ghost and Zhao Qi. Before I can speak, these two guys are drooling all over the floor. I immediately threw the ghost whale over. Let the 2 fierce ghosts absorb it quickly. A moment later, the amputated ghost who absorbed half of a ghost whale has already raised its strength to the peak of S level. And the originally broken arm, it actually grew back again. And Zhao Qi just burped. No other changes. It seems that this kid in strength is definitely not simple. At this time, the upper echelons of Huaxia State connected the video conference again. Killin on the side handed me the communicator directly. Boy, can you repeat the request you made on the phone before? Let me see if the country can meet your requirements. A calm and domineering voice sent from the communicator. There's a light in my eyes. This person should be Mr. Kong, the commander-in-chief of the Huaxia Kingdom. Although I usually don't leave the front door, I don't even take 2 steps. But this old man often appears on TV. I can still hear that familiar voice. So much the better, let my problem be decided directly by the leader. Then I said loudly, I don't want to kill anyone. Don't even want to swallow ghosts. I heard that relevant state departments have a large number of soul stones in their hands. Therefore, I want to be able to have regular 0-point subsistence allowances. Fill the stomach. Mr. Hong was happy after hearing this. It turns out it was just to fill my stomach. This is easy to say. Although China's soul stone reserves are not much. But I can still afford it. But he has a better idea. Just let me enter the preparation directly. Not only can it make me full, there are also many other benefits. Even, you can also set up a special ghost department for me. Let me be the head of this department. Report directly to him. Don't tell me yet. Older gingers are more spicy. Teacher Hong's series of words directly touched my heart. I quickly nodded in agreement. I am afraid that the other party will withdraw the policy in the next second. At this moment, the conference room door behind Mr. Kong was suddenly pushed open. The intelligence officers who drove and looked anxious. Report to the commander-in-chief. 3S ghosts from Sakura Land. About to break through the border. The 5 heavenly kings cannot stop it. 3 people have been seriously injured. Hear what the intelligence officer said. Kong Lao's pupil curse lock. Once you let 3S level ghosts successfully enter the territory of China, what will be left to the Chinese people will never be peaceful. Killing in the community at this time. I also learned about the current situation through the communicator. He immediately said that he would bring the members of the king's first unit with him. Immediate support for the front line. Mr. Kong nodded and Mr. Yin Yu Wei. You came to live as soon as you took office. Do you think it is convenient to go there? Mr. Kong turned around and continued to communicate with me using the communicator. Sakura, this piece of shit is causing trouble. Even if you remain silent, I have to go too. After all, when my brother was alive. Those are also a pride Chinese people. I just finished speaking, then disappear in front of everyone. At the same time, near the border of China, 3 of the 5 heavenly kings were seriously injured and lost their ability to fight. The only 2 remaining are still fighting each other. When the kings lost their coordinated operations, the power of fighting alone, completely incomparable to S-level ghosts. After a few rounds, another scarred body. But their hard work was not in vain. The 3 ghosts that were originally scattered, already brought together. At this time, Captain Cheng Yin took a deep breath. Tell everyone that the surrounding people have been evacuated. It's time to execute the plan. It turns out that Cheng Yin knew that the 5 of her could not defeat her. Therefore, it was decided from the beginning to use self-destruction, die together with each other. For a time, the faces of the 5 heavenly kings, they all showed a look of death-defying expressions. But at this moment, a figure suddenly appeared in front of them. You humans, why can't we agree with each other? You'll lose money if you blow yourself up. Master, run fast. It will take a while longer. Even gods can't save you. Sakura and Mao Zhong are currently monitoring this scene. People from other countries. I was stunned for a moment. Why did this person appear here out of thin air? Is he the hidden powerhouse of China? Just when the 5 heavenly kings were still in a daze. But I had already turned around and rushed towards those 3S level forces. Leading the way is the hiatus. When he realized, when a human appears in front of me, he immediately put down his mask and started asking questions. Boy, do you think I'm pretty? Can't you guys change your lines? It seems like you can't fight if you don't say these words. Always ask others if you are pretty. Don't you know how to look yourself in the mirror? My rage. The smile on the cracked girl's face disappeared instantly. Strong anger instantly turned into invisible murderous intent. Sweeping the audience. How dare you say I'm not beautiful? The damn strong ghost energy erupted from the body of the cracked girl. The powerful ghost realm unfolds instantly, facing the ghostly energy released by the furious Rift girl. There is no trace of panic on my face. After all, this level of attack, that can only be considered as scratching one's own itch. Next moment, I teleported directly in front of the cracked girl. Immediately afterwards, just a slap on the top of his messy head. You are the only one who still wants to deal with me. Let's practice for another 200 years. In the shock on the face of the cracked girl, his ghost body gradually fell into pieces. Just when I want to step forward and add another knife. Another S-class ghost that has been lying in wait for a long time. The man in the dream suddenly rushed out. Boy, look into my eyes. The man in the dream stared with squinting eyes. You have to look at me. How could I refuse such a passionate request? I raised my head and stared closely at his green bean-sized eyes. But I found that I couldn't see his appearance clearly. In a trance, I feel like I'm back in school. I'm sitting in class right now and peeking at the girl in the front row. But the next second, I couldn't help but burst out laughing. The man in this dream is quite powerful. Even a top-notch ghost like myself will be brought into dreams by him. But I am a well-established and prosperous China. In this dream, all the students in the classroom are wearing kimonos. What's going on? At this level, you still want to trap me? Then I stood up and looked around. At a glance, I spotted a boy sitting by the window. Although I still can't see his face at this time. But I know he is the creator of this dream. Next second, I accelerated and rushed in front of him. In his frightened eyes, I grabbed his neck collar, just threw it down the stairs. Although I have to abide by his rules in my dreams. But I saw through the dream at the first glance after falling into the dream. In addition, his level is too much higher than his. You can't exert the power of rules on me at all. At the moment when the person in the dream lands. In reality, I also opened my eyes. Because the person in the dream was killed by me in the dream. Although there was no direct death. But it was also hit hard. For a while, the weeping became faintly scattered. Come out and do it hiding in that corner. I just finished speaking. A man wrapped in a red cloak walked out from behind the big rock in the distance. This guy. Why not take advantage of the time when you were dreaming just now? Launching an attack? Just when I am puzzled. He immediately cleared up my doubts in the next second. It turns out that this idiot's attack method is extremely weird. You have to be in the toilet to attack. Watching a small bathroom he created out of thin air. I walked in without hesitation. At this time, Hong Cape's face looked wretched. He also took out 2 rolls of toilet paper and appeared in front of me. Then he asked me if I wanted red or blue. I glanced at the familiar energy fluctuations around me. Then he decided that this guy was the same as the man in the dream. They all use the rules in their own fields to kill people. It's a pity that such a move might be useful against opponents of the same level. But in the face of a being like me who has the strength to crush them, it's like being covered in sweat. 5 minutes later, the fog originally caused by 3 evil ghosts suddenly spread slowly, showing my handsome figure in the center. The 3 evil ghosts have disappeared without a trace. And at my feet, 3 crystal clear ghost spirits are placed. At this time, has been secretly monitoring several countries in China. Emotions explode directly. They realized instantly how terrifying is the hidden fighting power of China. The master is mighty. Zhao Qi and the broken arm ghost discovered my presence. It immediately turned into a bolt of lightning and ran towards me quickly. Although these 2 guys, he slapped my rainbow fart on the mouth. But those eyes, he stared at the 3 ghost crystals at my feet without blinking. Look at how hopeless you 2 are. Follow me around. Will we still need this crap in the future? Then I threw the ghost whale to them. The 2 ghosts were immediately rude. Pick up the ghost whale and start absorbing it. A moment. The 2 ghosts have already dismembered the 3 ghost whales. Zhao Qi remains the same as always and there is no change. But the broken arm ghost has already reached the pinnacle of S class. It will break through and become S's level power at any time. Just when everyone is shocked by the power I possess. But he looked intently at the cherry blossom valley on the other side of the ocean. Originally I didn't want to go on a killing spree, but this time Sakura took the initiative to cause trouble. Then taking action now would be considered legitimate defense. Think of this. I will no longer hesitate. Directly into a stream. The light rushed straight towards Sakura country. Master, next time you want to leave, can you say hello to us in advance? Little Seven is mumbling. But my feet are not slow at all. And the broken arm ghost beside them also suddenly accelerated. Running fast in the direction I'm going. My actions at the moment. Let all countries monitoring China be more vigilant. After all, the combat power I have shown so far, really coming to their country. That would definitely be a complete crushing. China border crisis resolved. The 10 kings toasted in celebration. After all, there is no need to risk self-destruction anymore. Mr. Kong is also very satisfied. After all, judging from my current performance, although on the surface it is an encouragement, But not only does it not harm society, and he also fully demonstrated his friendliness towards China. Now he has directly taken action to solve the crisis of national annihilation. It seems that after coming back, you have to arrange some sugar-coated bullets carefully, strengthen the relationship, just when everyone was immersed in joyful emotions. A sharp alarm suddenly broke out in Linyi Bureau. What's the situation? Kong Lao suddenly became serious. He sat up slightly, staring at Liang Jian on the screen. It's a ghost nest preview. At present, this testing instrument, it is also considered the most advanced technology in China. Therefore, the time he predicted is absolutely correct. There are actually two flashpoints in the ghost nest. This also gave Lao Liang a headache. It seems that this time the top 10 kings are going to take action again. But at present, several people are still injured. Combat ability greatly reduced. Once a high-level ghost appears in the ghost nest, then China will be finished. Now, I can only hope that Weiming will come back as soon as possible. Kong Lao looked through the window, looking in the direction of Sakura country. I fell into deep thought, and at this time I already arrived over the waters of Sakura country. Because I can compete with the three major. The achievements of S-class ghosts have long been reported to the top brass of Sakura Kingdom. Therefore, they have basically given up resistance. Prime Minister, who is greedy for life and afraid of death, directly launched the so-called Tinder plan, with a large amount of supplies and pre-selected personnel. Prepare to borrow a spaceship to escape from Earth. Wandering universe. But just when they were about to launch the spacecraft, but found that I actually appeared in the cabin. The moment you see me. A few timid ones were so frightened that they knelt down one after another. Alas, first meeting. No need to give such a big gift. I took a sip of the 1982 Coke in my hand, showed a wicked smile. As the current actual ruler of Sakura, Ono also remembers it very much in his heart. He knows that I came here specifically for revenge. So begging for mercy is of no use. I can only express my willingness to contribute my manuscript in exchange for my life. If you don't take the baby, it's free. Then I made the lion open its mouth. Take all your soul stones. There are also ghosts and ghosts here to take a look at. If I'm in a good mood, maybe it will make you feel better. Everyone on the side saw that I wanted so much. Also a little dissatisfied. After all, these are necessary to improve the strength of the ghost encounterer. They are also in very short supply. But Prime Minister Ono agreed. Call your subordinates quickly, moved all the ghost corpses and ghosts out. Not only that, I also took out a dark stone, by the way. It is said that this thing can improve the abilities of ghosts. Seeing the other party so proactively offering advice, of course I can't refuse. Then he said that my brother was in a good mood. It can make their death more comfortable. Next moment, invisible ghost cries instantly envelop the spacecraft. All creatures within a radius of 100 meters are abandoned. After I pack my things, Zhao Qi and Broken Arm Ghost finally arrived too late. Owner, we've wiped out most of the bad guys on the road. And we've seen the whole cherry blossom scene. There are basically no living people left. After listening to Zhao Qi's words, I nodded. Then he said he could consider going to the next place. Anyway, these people don't want to look at us, China. Then I have to let them know. Going to the theater also comes with a price. Just when I'm ready to set off again, suddenly, a powerful ghostly energy came from all directions. What's the situation? I frowned. Because in this burst of ghostly energy, I felt approached by some unusually powerful presence. According to this energy fluctuation, it should be that the ghost nest has officially opened. The whole world will be in chaos next. Current China. Those so-called kings alone are simply unable to fight against them. Zhao Qi from Ghost Nest flashed in front of me in an instant. Said lightly. Just as he said. Faced with the current outbreak of the ghost nests in China, the 10 heavenly kings could only divide their troops into 2 groups to resist, and right where the gate of hell opens, a lot of dense fog continues to gather, directly formed a very regular oval area. tested by personnel from the Supernatural Bureau, this oval area, as if it has become a space of its own. Once you enter, you will lose your way, and no electronic communication equipment can be used. And the kings who resist the ghost nest ahead has also disappeared into it. Here in Sakura country, I look at the distant country of China, very worried. It seems that it is better to go back and help the country first. How to get through this crisis? Find time later. Get rid of those guys who are hiding to watch the show. Just when I was preparing to gather my strength and rush on my way, a black vortex suddenly appeared under my feet. Almost instantly, a lot of dense fog, crazy, came out and I was unprepared. Directly erupted by the Sakura country ghost nest, the thick fog produced swallowed up. About my whereabouts. China has long used satellites. Follow us anytime. When you see me destroy the cherry blossoms directly. Senior officials such as Mr. Kong and Lao Liang showed excitement. Sakura was so harsh on us a few years ago. Now, I finally have my revenge. But while everyone is discussing, should we continue to sink the island? But suddenly I saw that I was instantly swallowed by the thick fog. This made them extremely nervous. If even I can't escape from the fog. So where should China go next? At the same time, those countries where I have been secretly watching the show also discovered my situation. I was originally on guard against my revenge. Finally relaxed. After all, I disappeared. Then they can also concentrate their efforts, coping with the domestic outbreak of ghost nests. Just treat it as several other countries. When they are all busy with their own affairs, the extremely unreliable president of a beautiful country has kept an eye on him. He actually took the initiative to call Mr. Kong. It means that we can unite to resist the ghost nest. After all, for him, who was born as a businessman, this is an opportunity to show goodwill to China. As long as I can come out of the fog alive. So, he might get a chance to negotiate terms with me. It's just that regardless of the current concerns of China, it's still a very unreliable little wishful thinking. I have no way of knowing. Facing the thick fog with ghost cries in front of me, I also got very energetic. And Zhao Qi and the broken arm ghost, it sticks close to my side. Because they are very sure. Once you leave my protection, you will never survive a night in thick fog. I don't know how long I have been sneaking in the thick fog. I suddenly felt a familiar feeling coming from the front. Then there was a gust of wind. The thick fog blowing past my eyes seemed to gradually become thinner. Next moment, an old community gate appears in front of you. And this community, it turned out to be Century, Washington, where I lived before. Saw this scene, my brows couldn't help but jump slightly. Now I am in Sakura country, thousands of kilometers away from China. How could it be possible that I walked to my home? So it must be fantasy. Zhao 7 on the side also said, this is definitely a trap. Don't go in there. His words just fell. The gate to the community suddenly opened. It's like he's actively inviting us in. Although Zhao Qi and Duanbai tried their best to dissuade, but I still decided to go in and find out. After all, my strength lies there. I don't believe it. Who else in this world can resist a slap from me? Then he stepped into the community without hesitation. Zhao Qi and Duanbai hesitated for a moment. He also quickly followed my footsteps. The moment they just stepped into, the door shut with a swish. Me after entering the community, there's an inexplicable restlessness in my heart. He kept guiding himself in one direction. That's in the deepest part of the community. Before arrival, you need to pass through 9 residential buildings. Soon we came to a tall building. There is no one in the building. There are only endless ghosts swarming in. But the grades are only the lowest level C. There's no need for me to take action in this situation. The 2 ghosts Zhao Qi and Broken Arm are basically all rounded up. Just keep moving forward. When breaking into the 6th building in a row, the fierce ghosts that rushed towards me actually reached the SS level. Although Zhao Qi and Broken Arm have made rapid progress through fighting with each other, But we have to fight against this group of S's level ghosts. Still not strong enough. Crucial moment. I took action in time. A few big slaps to take down all the opponents. The 7th building is only, there is a team of peak S's level ghost standing guard. This guy is very tough. He actually directly controlled Jiaoqi and Broken Arm. Launch a sneak attack on me, but after seeing me using my body to resist Jiaoqi, violent output without any damage to the back, but he gave up his attack on me. Surrender directly, turned into a huge flat. Of course, this has also become a supplement for Broken Arm and Jiaoqi, and when we continue to move to the 8th building, there is no more Diana Ball coming out of it, and there is no way to the 8th building around. Jiaoqi speculates. There should be a connection between the 8th and 9th floors. So we walk straight into building 8. Start looking. The weird thing is, this residential building with dozens of floors does not even have an elevator. When we climb to the 2nd floor, the evil ghost appears again. But they are just another group of low-level ghost girls. After I yawned and killed him instantly, I took the cat and the ghost and continued upstairs. For the rest of the time, I feel like tower climbing mode is on. The ghosts on each level are getting stronger and stronger. To save time, I didn't let Stingy and Broken Arm take action. Get all fired up. Rush to the 29th floor in one breath. The devil guarding the 29th floor, although it has reached the peak of SS level. But he's a complete joke. He was there the first time I went upstairs. He rushed up to me and gave me a big gift. He begged me loudly not to kill him first. Just break one of his legs. You can trigger the opening conditions of the portal. As for entering the portal or not, it's all up to me. I asked him where this portal leads to. He said he didn't know. But he suggested that I can enter alone. Once Little 7 and Broken Arm enter, it will definitely be a dead end. I didn't say anything. He slapped his thigh to pieces. As expected, behind this fierce ghost, a blue figure suddenly appeared. The powerful aura coming from the erotic portal. It actually made me feel a little threatened. Although, Jiaoqi and Broken Arm repeatedly tried to dissuade me from entering the portal, but the inexplicable calling in my heart. But it's getting stronger. You guys are guarding this portal. After I solve the trouble inside the door, I will come back to you. After giving orders to Jiaoqi and Broken Arm, I jumped directly into the portal without hesitation. But at this time, on the side of the 5 heavenly kings, also encountered the same problem as me. It's just that they met in the fog. It turned out to be the headquarters of the Supernatural Bureau. All the evil spirits turn into their colleagues, face each other, take the initiative to talk cordially, once they lost themselves. Fortunately, Killin kept his heart. Wake up in time at the critical moment. Breakthrough to SS Extreme and encounter Ghost Market. This will prevent them from being wiped out by the group. In the end, after they work together to defeat an SS Ghost, finally successfully open the portal. Under the arrangement of Killin, the 4 heavenly kings leave the fog and go home to announce the good news, and he himself returned to the 1st level, searching for the lost Suicide Squad, just as the kings successfully broke through the fog. I'm in trouble. The portal we just passed through. He actually sent himself directly to the 10th hall. The Urban King, one of the kings of hell. Looking at the hall, that face I've seen in books before. At this time, I was also panicking. After all, my identity is that of a ghost. How can I see the king of hell and not speak out? But when I saw the judge's pen in the city king's hand, only then did I realize that it was him who had been calling me. Do you know your sins for the sake of the people? The city king suddenly stood up and asked, what is my crime? What you care about is filial piety. I asked myself how good I was to my parents before. And he traveled to this world and became a ghost. It does not harm the human world. Even if you are Yama, you cannot follow. Convict me. When has the majestic King Yama ever been questioned like this? The judge pen in hand. It shot directly at me like a sharp sword. Although I can completely avoid it with my own strength. But in my mind, that strange sound came again. Good opportunity, grab me quickly. Between lightning and flint, I immediately gathered all the ghost energy in my body into the palm of my hand. He directly met the City King's attack with his hands. But the huge energy collision that was originally imagined didn't happen. It seems like I didn't put in any effort at all. He grabbed the judge pan in his hand. And at this moment, I suddenly realized that something was wrong with the situation around me. The entire Yama temple is showing signs of dissipating. The City King gave me a meaningful look. He did not come forward to take back the judge who belonged to him. Then a white light flashed before my eyes. He actually returned to the portal again. Next to them were Zhao Qi and the others. And I suddenly held a cold judge in my hand. I stayed at the 10 palaces of hell for almost a day. But the real world. But only less than half an hour passed. Zhao Qi and Broken Arm saw that I was back safely. Very happy too. He hurried forward to ask what was going on in the portal. The SS whose leg was broken by me earlier. He rushed up with all his strength. Even a shameless person has to take charge of the task. After all, he has been guarding the portal for hundreds of years. I haven't seen anyone come out safely from inside. Therefore, it is concluded that I am the foundation of destiny. You will definitely have a bright future if you follow me. With the dense fog at the outbreak point of the ghost tide in Sakura country getting thinner, the eyes of global leaders also focused here via satellite video. At this moment, they are eager to know two things. First, the reason why the fog gradually disappears. The second is me entering the fog. Is he still alive? Just wait until the thick fog has completely dissipated when you come out. They found that there was nothing under the mist. Nothing at all. Some people think I completely disappeared into the fog. So I couldn't help but start celebrating. Only the pretty ones are so unreliable that their faces are all silver. In his opinion, even the strongest SSS ghillie in the world like me can't beat the fog. How will they deal with the thick fog in their own country? Is it possible that this world is really going to end? Just the leaders of various countries, while busy dealing with the outbreak of ghost nests in the country. I already took Zhao Qi and my broken arm with me, and the broken leg that just swore allegiance to me. Already come to the beautiful country abroad. This time I was determined to come here to find trouble. Who has made this beautiful country all these years? If nothing happens, just do some small tricks behind Huashi's back, because conflict is inevitable. And the beautiful country's high-level ghost encounter masters and high-level ghosts, probably a lot. Therefore, I also informed my 3 little followers in advance. This trip is dangerous. If a fight breaks out like this, I probably don't care about protecting them, especially Zhao Qi. After all, a high-level ghost in the form of a cat like this, that's rare in the world. If caught by beautiful country, that was definitely for the lab. Zhao Qi is also very sensible. Immediately expressed, I will be on standby with my broken arm and leg. If the 3 of them get together, as long as you don't meet a master of my level, escape is basically worry-free. I nodded slightly. Then he turned around and walked towards the Shinzu headquarters building. Very unreliable. This guy is very afraid of death. Therefore, in this turbulent period when ghosts are coming, this guy will definitely die. Cats are the most defensive place in the beautiful country. When I show up in a big way, when in the lobby of the Shinzu headquarters building, the senior officials of beautiful country were all stunned. After all, I am an SSS level evil ghost. Therefore, they quickly summoned ghost masters and special forces. Surround me. He is so unreliable that he is the president. It is still relatively clear when looking at some issues. He instantly remembered the intelligence about China that he had just intercepted. The 4 heavenly kings of China also came out of the mist. But the fog has not dissipated. So when the mist of Sakura country disappeared, it must be because of me. As a result, I can even conquer the fog. Then we really need to take action. The beautiful country will probably be like the cherry blossom country, towards destruction, so he immediately informed his subordinates. Attacks on me are strictly prohibited. He wants to talk to me in person. After all, for X step, who has the nature of a businessman? Everything can be exchanged for benefits. To reach consensus. A moment later, I was arranged in a high-end banquet hall. Reliable room with X step. The first thing he said when he saw me was to apologize. indicates some of the beautiful country's actions in recent years, just forced by the situation. But after all, China and China are not of the same bloodline as Sakura country, and he has helped China many times over the years. If I am willing to show my dignity this time, give them a way out, then in the future, we will definitely fight for China. I didn't object even though it sounded very unreliable. After all, what he said is true. But if I don't teach you a lesson, after that, don't those countries think that China is easy to bully? Sitting on the luxurious sofa, I said in a Chen voice. And the next moment, the strong ghost energy keeps pouring out of my body. In an instant, everyone in the room was enveloped. Immediately afterwards, then he penetrated directly into their bodies extremely domineeringly, although the process is extremely painful. But several people were not widowed because of this. Very unreliable. You are right. There are some great uses for keeping the beautiful country. The strange bond that remains in several people's bodies. It's a potential threat. Once threatened, the senior officials of these beautiful countries have other evil intentions. I will completely detonate Devil May Cry. Let them remain dead. After doing all this, I drifted away. If you are particularly unreliable, you will frown tightly. He knows very well. I and the others should take a walk before the gate of hell. The beautiful country's attitude towards the Chinese country in the future will determine the lives of several of them. And the future of beautiful country. And now on the other side, Killin is still in the fog and has never come out. After he separated from the 4 heavenly kings, then he walked all the way down. Really, a large number of death squads were found on the first floor. However, the experienced Killin could tell at a glance. These people are ghosts pretending to be evil. After killing it, he also walked out of the fog with peace of mind. After meeting with the other 4 heavenly kings, Killin learned the real death squads have long since safely exited the fog. Now there is no power in the mist. There are no humans coming in from the outside. But the fog has not disappeared. Proof in the fog. There are also unknown areas they have never explored, and key objects. In order to completely solve the hidden dangers, Kong Lao asked the 5 heavenly kings to explore the fog again, but this time they entered and found the portal exit that was originally opened. It was closed directly. This also means the kings of heaven have to continue to find their way out again. At the same time, I also brought 3 ghosts with me, stepping into the mist of beautiful country, but this time the illusion in the mist was a bit too dismissive. It turned out to be my subconscious hometown in the countryside. Is this an illusion? Is it composed based on the inner memory of the person who entered it? After walking for a while along a familiar country road, soon I saw a familiar figure. Ming, why did you come back now? Grandma has been waiting for you at home for a long time. A man walked towards me quickly. This intimate cry instantly startled the 3 ghosts behind me. This illusion of love has something to do with the boss. Then there are people or ghosts here. They should not be simple roles. Looking at the man walking quickly in front of me, Zhao Qi and broken arm, they couldn't help but cheer up in an instant. Ming, why are you staring at me like that? Don't you know me? Man, look at me. He lowered his head and said nothing. He quickly stepped forward and patted me on the shoulder. But it's just a row. But it makes me tremble all over. The illusion I originally thought, it actually gave me a real breath. Impossible. I've obviously been reborn in another dimension. With doubts in my heart, I pretended to be calm and smiled at Aong. Since I'm here, then take me to see Grandma quickly. Aong nodded after hearing this. Turn around and walk towards the yard next to you. You 3 don't have to come in yet. But from now on, always be wary of this trip. I have no idea. After admonishing the 3 ghosts, I immediately followed Aong into the yard. There is an old lady sitting in the middle of the yard. The moment you see me, a glimmer of light flashed in his eyes. Ming, you are back. The old man stood up tremblingly. Aong quickly stepped forward and stretched out his hand to support the old man. Saw this scene. My heart is extremely complicated. Then after taking a deep breath, then he walked towards the old man. After chatting with the old man for a while, because the old man is too excited, Aong helped the old man into the room. Then he would take me to another room to rest. I just wanted to refuse. Suddenly, then I felt a familiar breath calling me. Just like last time. The appeal of the judge pen to me is average. At the same time I also feel the judge's pen on his body is vibrating slightly. It seems that what I'm looking for in this fog is West is nearby. Think of this. I quickly followed Ayong's footsteps without hesitation. After entering the room, Ayong is about to close the door. Didn't expect. Xiaoqi quickly squeezed in through the crack in the door. He looked at me eagerly. Obviously, he wants to tell something. Let my friends come in too. I turned to Ayong and said. At this time Ayong stared at me for a moment. Then he showed a weird smile. Okay, just finished speaking. He quickly opened the door. The next moment, a biting cold wind rushed in. Even if I have become a hunting tiger at this time, but still feel very cold. And the weather outside was sunny just now. Now it's cloudy. Just when I turned around and wanted to ask Ayong. But I found that his face was unusually gloomy. And at this time, good ghosts with broken arms and legs also rushed into the house. The owner is very strange outside. It gets dark instantly. And the road we came on suddenly disappeared. Broken Leg shouted at me as soon as he walked in the door. I frowned slightly. Then he turned around and prepared to ask Ayong. But Ayong had already gone straight out the door at this time. Ming, please stay here tonight. What can we talk about later? But the premise is that you can survive until the next day safely. Ayong just finished speaking. The door in front of me closed automatically with a clang.